I have literally recorded this about 20 times. It is so difficult to do. What's up you guys, my name is ThePrenti and welcome back to another video. Now today is something that's kind of difficult to do, and it's something that I wasn't going to discuss or share or talk about until something happened the other day that really got me going and pissed me off, and then I put in my Discord, and on Snapchat to you guys saying, do you guys want to hear the Lyle story, because I was really pissed off. And I was like, yes please, we saw you mention it in your flat vlog, which you haven't seen. If you haven't seen, by the way, top link in the description to that. But I mentioned it in that, and I was like, yes, we want to hear the story. What happened? Where's Lyle? Why did he move out? What's going on? So, in order to explain what's going on, what happened, I need to take you back to the very start. I'll say the very start, like going back like 6 months, around the time, in fact, about a month before Insomnia Scotland, so just after I-57, I got Lyle a job. Lyle got kicked out of college and he needed a job, so I was like, cool, you know, I'm going to put my neck on the line. I can get you a job, but it's going to be put your neck on the line. If you do something wrong, or if you're late, or you get in trouble, as well as you getting it, I'm going to get it as well, because I'm the one that's like pushing for you to get a job, because we didn't have anything going at the time anyway. So I was the one that was really pushing for it. So, got me an interview, had an interview, got the job on obviously a 13-week probation period. Everyone who works for us gets a 13-week probation period. If they haven't performed the way they should by the end of the 13 weeks, then they get pumped. Anyway, that being said, everything was fine, and me and him talked about, you know, him renting a room off me when I get my flat, that sort of thing. At this point, because I put the offer in on this flat, and he was obviously accepted, and I said to him, look, I know you're going to be looking for a place to stay in June. Do you want to rent? I've got a rent room going. I don't need you to move in, but if you want it, there's the, you know, the opportunity. I'll give you a nice mate rate as well, like £300 a month, like for bills and for everything really. It's £300 a month for bills and rent and all internet, everything included. And you know, it's a great, for in Dundee town centre, that's a great deal. Like he was paying £452 or something ridiculous a month. So that happened, and then, you know, things were going okay. Now and again, he was showing up like late for work, which is, you know, like not like considerably late, like 5-10 minutes late, you know. And he got told, look, sort your timekeeping out, that sort of thing, getting nipping in it here, there. And then one time he didn't show up for a shift, and then I got in trouble for that, as well as him getting in trouble for that. And he slept in apparently, although I phoned him that day and he didn't answer and whatnot. So that's that. And then like a few times a month, or once or twice a month, it's continued to happen, like being late, like really late for a shift, like an hour, 2 hours, whatnot. And then it came to one day, he just didn't turn up for a shift, didn't phone, didn't anything, just didn't turn up. So that is a disciplinary procedure. So I got in shit for that, as obviously because I was the one that recommended him. He also got in trouble for that as well. He had his disciplinary. And then 2 weeks later, again, he had another shift, which he didn't turn up for. He phoned to say he was running late, and he was on an all-day shift. He was on a 12:10. He phoned to say he was stuck in traffic and leaving. He's come back from Edinburgh, which is fine. You know, these things happen. You can't really avoid them. And he did phone in. However, it gets to about 3 o'clock and he's still not turned up. So, you know, the manager's like, well, where is he? You know, he says he's running late, but he said he was running late by leaving, so he'd only be like an hour late, and it's like 3 hours after he phoned and he's still not here. Didn't turn up the whole shift, didn't get in contact or anything, and that was his last like proper working shift. And then obviously we had to give him disciplinary procedure for that. Didn't turn up, then didn't turn up for disciplinary procedure, then he got fired. Although he says, you know, technically he's saying he's left because he didn't obviously turn up, so he was the one that made the decision. But that was the job situation, so I got an absolute shafter for that. But you know, it's something that I have to deal with. It's my own fault. I shouldn't have done it. I should have like looked into it more and not put it on my back to be like, you know, here you go. And the thing is, I've done that before, way back last summer as well. I got my job at the place I was working as a KP, and he did the same. So I probably should have known. I probably should have learned from my mistakes. I didn't. I gave him the benefit of the doubt. So that's the job situation that pissed me off and got me in a lot of shit. Next is kind of the flat situation and why he moved out, and also another reason I was really pissed off. So basically, he was to pay rent at the start of each month, and for that month, for 28 days, I got him to sign a contract, which is here. This was like the legal document he signed, which is like 18 pages long, has everything you could possibly like imagine in it. I actually got like my friend who's a lawyer to make this up. He made one up for his flat, and it's like sort of legal binding, has everything in it like rent and terms and insurance, tenant property access, absences, governing law, severability, amendment and agreement, and literally maintenance and property damage, as well as cleanliness and that sort of thing. So it states in here that it has to be like kept clean and tidy. If I want, I can inspect it anytime I want. You know, the usual thing of smoking in the house, no drugs on the premises, no, you know, that sort of thing. Like if you damage anything, you repair it, you know, that pretty much anything that's in like a tenancy agreement. got him to sign that because I know what he's like, and I know he's kind of can be unmessy, and it also meant that he'd pay me at the start of each month. So for example, October, which was a few days ago, if you wanted to rent a place for October, he'd have to pay me on the 1st of October, and then he'd have to have his room for and everything for like the rest of the month. And then that was on sort of meant to be a 12-month contract. However, the first I let him move in on the 22nd of the month, and I said, look, you can have the rest of this month for free, get yourself moved in. I'm still like sort of doing the place up, but the condition is, you help me out, do the place and this sort of thing. Didn't help me do anything once, so I was pretty peeved off about that. Came to the first of that month, he actually paid me on time, which I was really surprised at. I was like, look, he's just got paid, so I'm surprised he's paid me. But at this point, he was attending work and he wasn't in trouble or anything like that, so that was fine. And then this is like this month, or that month that he paid me, it came along to the end of the month, and this is when he was getting in trouble, didn't turn up to the shifts, and got disciplinary, that sort of thing, and then eventually just didn't turn up and didn't attend work for the rest of that month. I was like, I'm not going to get paid, but his stuff's still here, like this sort of thing. So, first of the month came around, the 1st of September, I just hit him with, cheeky message, just like, Lyle, just remind you rent's due today, that sort of thing. No reply. Okay, got to the end of the day, and no rent had been paid, and no reply. Now, in his contract agreement, it states for every day that he rents late, he's due an extra £5 on late fee. I put this in to motivate him, to make sure he paid it on time. Now, comes to the second, I didn't message him, I left it. I gave him the benefit of the doubt, maybe he couldn't get to the bank or whatever. It was a Tuesday, so I thought, the bank's open, it's not a bank holiday, it's nothing, so gave him the benefit of the doubt, didn't message him on the second. Again, nothing happened, no rent, no contact, nothing. 3rd of the month, messaged him, hey man, just a reminder, rent was due 2 days ago, I'm not going to charge you any late fees, but if you want to, send it through today, that'd be great. Again, no reply. Left it on the 4th, still no reply, still no rent. On the 5th, I messaged him, so look man, just to remind you, you're due rent 5 days ago. It states in the contract agreement, if you're not paid it for 7 days, then, the agreement's null and void. You're due me what you're due me, and then you have 48 hours to, like, if you don't pay it in 40 hours, your stuff's getting left at the front door, and the lock's getting changed. So that was the agreement. Again, no reply. On the 6th, I messaged him, the 7th, hey man, just remind you need to pay rent today by, like, 5 o'clock. If not, I'm putting your stuff at the front door, unlocking and changing the locks. He's like, yeah, sure, there must be a problem with the bank, I'll get it sorted. So that was on the 6th. 7th comes round, which is the day that he's, if he's not paid it, then I put the stuff in the front door, change the locks, that sort of thing. Went to work as usual, came back from work, and I opened the door and I heard a lot of scraping noise behind it. I'm like, hold on, what's this scraping noise? Look down, oh, they're Lyle's keys. What's he posted them for? Has he maybe locked himself out or gone somewhere or whatever? Went down to the room that I was renting to him, and his stuff was completely gone. Everything had gone, been emptied out. They had left like a duvet and like a box and a load of crap. I was like, I'll have to deal with that. I was like, oh, he's moved out. Messaged him like, hey man, let's see you've moved out. What was that about? Didn't reply. And then I rested again, like a few days later, asking what's going on. Didn't reply. His girlfriend messaged me, like a few days after that. It's like, hey, did Lyle leave a purple box at yours? It's got all the important documents in it and his passport. So I just took his approach and didn't reply to that, because I was like, you know what? Like, if you're not even gonna have the decency or time to reply to me, or even tell me, like, look, dude, I can't afford rent, I need to move out, or whatever, that would have been fine, but you didn't. That's not the thing that pissed me off the most. And the thing that pissed me off the most is he was, like, slating me behind my back, and, like, telling other people he wanted to smack me, knock me out, behind my back, because he was chatting up and sending messages and inappropriate pictures to underage women. Girls who were 13, 14, like, subscribers, you guys. Some of you, obviously I featured him in my videos, some of you guys like followed him on Instagram and his Snapchat. Like, I was promoting because he was a friend, I just wanted to help him out, get his social media out there, that sort of thing. And basically, yeah, he was like, just abusing that, and I'm not gonna name names, I'm gonna keep it nameless, but he was sending messages, inappropriate messages, like sexual fantasies, naked pictures, asking for naked pictures in return to 13 and 14-year-old girls. Now, Jed and I got told by one of you guys, and we both confronted him, and he denied it. It's like, nah, I'm making it up, whatever. I was like, okay, I have no offense to the subscriber that it was, but I'm gonna take Lyle's side on this. Why would he lie about that? Like, he might have caused a lie, I don't know. Whatnot. It would get my attention if you guys definitely want to message me something like that. Obviously, I'm gonna have like, whoa, what the fuck, and reply and try and figure out what's going on. He denied it. We gave him the benefit of the doubt. After we like confronted him about that, he went to slate it to someone else who I've seen messages of him slating me and Jed, being like, I want to fucking knock them out, they're fucking trying to spread bullshit about me. Now, a few days later, he got something through from PVG, which is a provisional something. It's basically Disclosure Scotland, which means you're safe to work for kids. The course he was doing was coaching, so working with children. It came through to say it was suspended pending investigation. And that was kind of like the nail on the head, because also his phone had been taken off him by the police. He said it was because he witnessed a assault or something, and someone said he had it recorded on his phone or Snapchat or something, so that's why the police took it. The real reason the police took it is because they wanted to inspect these messages and all these things, which obviously we didn't know, and it was sent off his iPad anyway, so obviously we weren't going to find anything. But the PVG thing said that he'd obviously been sending these things, and that his PVG was like currently suspended pending investigation. When it was over, then it might get reinstated depending on what the outcome of the verdict was. So that was kind of like the confirmation that he actually was doing these disgusting, vile things. And when I found this out, this is like, I kind of didn't want to believe it. I kind of tried to sweep it under the carpet and just ignore it, because this was at like towards the end of August. He was still showing up for work at this point. This is at that stage. So we kind of just like left it and be like, you know what, we're not going to chase it anymore. And since then as well, like, he's been doing it recently as well. His girlfriend obviously has no idea. He's been doing it to obviously other girls as well, not just underage ones. Other people that I'm friends with, people that you've actually seen on the channel, he's been trying to do it to them as well. And the funny thing is, he's sending the same message to like different people, because I'm being showed them by these people who are my friends, and I'm like I've sent it to someone else, and they're like, yeah, it's the exact same one he sent me. It's absolutely disgusting, absolutely vile, and that's just kind of like, all this stuff is like the reason that he's no longer on the channel. And I didn't want to talk about it. I didn't want to like, I can't, like, he's dug himself his own hole, and I didn't want to like add the nail on the coffin. But when I saw these messages of him like slating and me and Jed and saying how much he hated us and just wanted to smack us, knock us out, this sort of thing, I'm like, you know what? Why should I be defending you when this is like the reaction that I'm getting off you? He also said that I was a jackass, like the whole rent situation, to someone. I'm like, how am I being a jackass, right? We have a tenancy agreement. I'm renting you a room to live in, okay? And you agreed to pay this for me, like allowing you to live there. You're not paying it, and then me asking for rent. How is that me being a jackass? That's just any normal thing that anyone would do. I'm also doing you a favor. I got you a job, right? I also like only charge you £300 a month for internet, bills, rent. That is ridiculously cheap. But that's pretty much the whole rant. My throat is absolutely killing me. This is something that I've tried to record. I've spent the last 3 hours like trying to record this on 20 attempts, and it's been a nightmare. Just trying to get the whole story out there and trying to put it across in a way I'm happy with as well. And I hope you guys appreciate how difficult it has been as well to share this. I didn't really want to do it, but after what I found out, it kind of pushed me over the edge, and I kind of had to. But one recommendation to you guys is always know who your friends are, really. I'd recommend unfollowing Lyle on these social medias. If you do, I mean, if not, it's up to yourselves, obviously guys. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but that's just the story of why he moved out and why I guess we're no longer friends. Hopefully you have enjoyed today's video though. If you have, feel free to drop a like rating. It'd be muchly and greatly appreciated. If you had a similar situation to this in your own life, or you can see my point of view, why I'm pissed off, and what you think of the situation, I want to hear you guys' feedback on this. Let me know in the comment section down below. Also let me know on all my social media. Links to them will be in the description. Discord is the main one to do. If you want to like type in the Discord chat or anything, link in the description to that as well. Other than that guys, until next time, I've been ThePrenti, and I'll see you in the next one.